And so, dear hearts, another Sunday we come together. How lovely that is. It's beautiful to see you all here in the sanctuary, and it's beautiful to be in the presence of all those tuned in. And so today, as Monica aptly pointed out, we're focusing this month on listening, connection, and being tuned in. And so what we are tuned into, of course, is only one thing, and it's life itself. Now, all of us are alive, but it doesn't mean that we're present to our living at all. In fact, mostly, we're not. We're not present to our living. We're present to stuff and things and tasks and all of that. And one of these sweet days, I'm going to sound like myself. But we are patient people, and we understand that our wonderful, brilliant crew is doing the best that they can do. Anyway, dear hearts, never mind the dissonance or whatever it is. Just think of yourselves now. I want you to focus on yourself as an energy center, as a power center, as an infinite possibility. An infinite possibility. Because this month, we could dedicate ourselves to spiritual tune-ups. I loved what Monica shared with regard to this topic. We could dedicate this month to having a spiritual spa for all of its days. How lovely would that be? I think it's yummy myself. But anyway, so what is it to tune up and to tune up in spirit? Well, it's to, collect ourselves, get a grip on ourselves, be here now. Or as Roar calls it, the naked now. Be present in the naked now, because that's where we live, move, have our being, experience whatever it is we're experiencing, collect whatever it is we're collecting, and letting go of whatever it is we want to let go of. Only now. And this is your power. Today is your power. It's mine too, and every day. So I would write on our calendars, instead of names for days, I would write today, 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 today. You could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you want to remember which day it is, but today. And so when we wake up in the morning, I'm going to invite us all for this month to make the endeavor to first and foremostly, put on the mind that was in Christ Jesus, which is what? The beginner's mind. Oh, there's nothing like the beginner's mind. Embrace it every single morning when you open your eyes as though you've just arrived. You've just landed on this planet. You're a beginner to it all. And you're expecting only your great good. You're expecting only a great experience, a wonderful journey, and one that's going to forward you in ways you could never imagine, the beginner's mind. Choose this day to have a beginner's mind, because some of our minds are faded and jaded from all that has gone before. And there's not much newness there, not much of an attachment to being a beginner, And so it's exciting when you have that beginner's mind. It's like a child awakening in the morning when the first visit to Disneyland is at hand. Oh, it's that kind of giddiness. Delight, joy, happiness, as we heard in the song. Put on a happy face is another song. Maybe I should just go to this mic here. I don't know what it is. Would that help? Yes. Because I can see people ears kind of. Okay. Is this better? There you go. There's always an answer. Okay, then. You see, I have too much energy flying around inside of me, I think. Well, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, we haven't got that much time, and here's what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you the great good news that everything, in spite of all that's going on out there and the terribleness of it and the awfulness of it at times, it's the best of all days. For those of us who know it's the best of all days and it's the worst of all days, for those who know it is the worst of all days, what is this day going to be? If we're going to start spiritually taking care of ourselves and giving ourselves a spiritual spa, letting all that beautiful waters of grace flow through us and empty us of all of the nonsense, all of the nonsense. Well, the first thing we have to do is to understand that we have to get conscious. We have to know what's going on in our minds, what's going on in our emotional body, what's going on in our day. Just our day, not our life, our day, but the life in our day to day. That's all we have to know. And then we can make up our mind about how we're going to use this precious day that's been given to us as a gift, never taken for granted. It's always a gift. And so in this day, we certainly can begin prayerfully. Now, prayerfully, God help us all, is not saying prayers. Prayerfully, or prayer as we know it to be, is not reading a book. It's not listening into something. It's not looking at something. The prayerfulness that Jesus and all of the wonderful, amazing spiritual guides throughout time talk about is an essence. It's an energy. It's an energy, it's an essence, it's an experience, it's a feeling, it's an awareness, it's a knowingness that brings us the peace that passes understanding. Essence, that's what it is. And it's to be in it. You don't have to get down on your knees or any of that. You just have to wake up your mind and allow your mind to let your heart be free to be in this kind of energy. In your mind, in your body, in your heart, in your soul, so that it flows out into the body of your affairs. Prayer is energy. It's a specialized energy. It's a unified energy. It's an integrated energy. It's the energy of the one power, the one presence, the one infinite being. Now, Ernest Holmes and many others too have said, the mind. The mind is that channel. It's a channel of infinite intelligence. It is the means by which infinite intelligence gets to express itself, wants to express itself, when given the opportunity to express itself. Is that how you see your mind? As a channel of the expression of spirit in all of its wholeness and its completeness and its powerfulness. Its power to bless, to heal, to prosper, to uplift, to expand itself by means of you, by means of me, by means of each and every one of us. You are here to be the vehicle through which spirit, thank you, can expand itself. Is this on? I think it is. Yeah. They know I don't like to be stuck behind a piece of furniture. I like to be, open to your energy and presence. But can you imagine that? If you woke up every morning and you said, today is the day that I continue my spiritual spa, my spiritual unfoldment, and my human recovery. And I'm going to do it in the power and in the presence of the one. And the way I'm going to do it is by relaxing, releasing, letting go, and letting God be God by means of me. Letting God be God by means of me, which simply means be the best of yourself. Think wonderfully well, feel wonderfully well, do wonderfully well, and be open to awe and wonder in your life. The problem with us all is that we're too human in some ways that are not good for us. We have embraced fully the dualistic world that we're living in. And we think, well, it's the way. It's the natural way. That's how it is. You hear people say all the time, well, that's just how it is. It's not just how it is. And Jesus was a master at not getting caught up in the dualistic way of interacting with other people. He found a different way to do it. Because when you get into that dualistic kind of conversation, there's that side and this side. There's this point of view and that point of view and all of that. And as soon as we embark on a conversation with regard to sides, we're done in. Straight away, we're done in. Because as human beings, we're very, very, very attached to our opinions. Very attached. And it's difficult for us to break away from that. But if we do the way that the master mindful metaphysicians and mystics did, we're fine. Jesus always found that other way. And that's why they could never catch him out. Oh, well, Mr. Jesus, what do you think about giving taxes to Caesar? What's your opinion on that? Well, he didn't give an opinion. He went the other way. He said, well, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's and to God the things that are God's. They couldn't catch him out in those kinds of conversations. They never could. Because he always chose a way that wasn't abrasive, argumentative, or chose sides. So as soon as we get into choosing sides, we're in trouble. As soon as we go the dualistic way, we're in trouble. So we have to cotton on to those who lived great, good spiritual lives, serving, and doing great good as a consequence of it, like Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa used to take her sisters aside, and she'd say to them, now, I don't want any one of you to endeavor to make converts to Jesus. I don't want any one of you to even speak about Jesus. What I want of you is for each one of you to go out there as Jesus. Anyone can talk about Jesus. Anyone can argue the case for Jesus. But very few can go out there as Jesus, and that is what made Mother Teresa's work phenomenal in our world, and still is. Go out there and serve the people. Help the people to mend and fix and heal whatever it is they have to mend and fix and heal. But do not preach to them, and do not entice them in any way to think any particular way. Your business is to show up as a representative of the energy and the essence of Jesus, and to help mend, fix, and heal whatever you can. How fantastic is that? How fantastic is that? Some wonderful people in the world that do things like that. Gandhi did that. Dorothy Day did that, as well as Mother Teresa, and all the other great ones I could mention that are well familiar with you, and their pictures, some of them are out there in Richelieu Hall. Now, the question is, what are you doing, and how do you go out into your day? Do you go out into your day with fixed ideas? With closed minds on certain issues? I think we can all put up our hands to say, yes, there are some things in my life that I've had closed as far as outer other ideas are concerned, and so on. Nothing is fixed ever in the human realm. Nothing. Because nothing in the human realm is permanent. Nothing. The one thing that remains is love, the greatest of all of the virtues, we are told. But then, how many of us know even the slightest of what love truly is? Well, Mother Teresa did, and all of those other great souls who dedicated their lives to uplifting, helping people to heal, helping people to wake up to who and what they were. And the way she treated people showed them how precious they were. And she picked up that little baby out of the gutter and held that little baby in her arms. Didn't have long for this life. She spent whatever time that baby had holding that baby, telling that baby how wonderful that baby was, and telling that baby, you will go into your next life knowing that you are deeply loved. Now, I'm not saying that you and I can go out and do what Mother Teresa did. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that you and I have to replicate what Mother Teresa did and all the other wonderful, wonderful givers in life. I'm just saying that what we could do would be to have a kindness about us, a kindness about us, a softness about us that flows only from strength, the strength of a connection that we have with our source, that we could be kind in the way we think, kind in the way we feel, kind in what we do, and just breathe deeply and say, I don't know how I'm going to cope with this, but I know if I hand it over and give it up, you, by means of me, will cope with it very well. And that does work when you truly mean it. It requires a great humility. It requires a great... Gandhi used to say, I'm just a humble human being, doing the best that I can do. That's all I am. A humble human being doing the best that I can do. Can I say I'm doing the best that I can do? Can you say I'm doing the best that I can do? I always feel I could do more. And teach about anything. It's about to be the thing you think that is worth knowing. So we're called to go out there, as Mother Teresa did, and so many more besides, those we know and those we don't know, because most of the people we don't know, they do it quietly. And it's not that they choose to do it quietly, it's just the way it is. It's not that Mother Teresa chose to do it in such a public arena. It's just the way it is. So I'm serious about this month being a spiritual spa month. But if you can't cope with that, just choose one day for each of the weeks. One day in each of the weeks to give yourself this opportunity to mend, fix, heal, whatever. To know something, to let go of something, to be with yourself. It's not going to happen if you don't give yourself some personal time. You have to give yourself personal time and be in your own company. And the first thing you do is empty yourself of all the goings-on that is upsetting you when you want to get in touch with the real essence of your being. You just say, I'm offloading now. I'm letting this load that is bowing me down, and it is, because all those sad and sorry and feelings of ailment of any kind do weigh us down and stop us and block us. So that's the first thing that has to go. I cast all this burden upon the Christ within. I'm going free of it. I have enough, and I just want to relax. Now, I don't have to say anything or think anything or not even feel anything. I just want to be in your presence. I just want to feel the presence. I want to feel the presence. I want to know it. I want to feel it. I want to hear it. I want to get on the inside of it. I want that. So show up, Spirit. Show up and be what you say you are by means of me. Show up, here I am, as the prophets would say. Here I am, Lord. And you don't have to have an agenda, you don't have to have a list, you don't have to have anything except the desire to be in the presence and have the presence show up viscerally even in you, mentally in you, emotionally in you, physically in you. That to me would be a spiritual spa. Now, why not go for the gold? I say, forget the gold and go for the platinum. All right? Are we on? Are we going to give ourselves one day a week, for heaven's sakes? One day a week, and who knows, we might even give ourselves two. But first thing in the morning when you wake up, I would invite you to know this is the day that life has made, and I am glad that I'm a part of it, and I'm going into it open to all of its graces and blessings. Yes? Yes? I'm going to ask you next week if you've done it, and don't tell me a lie. Every single morning, as soon as you know you're awake, that's what you're going to say. This is the day that the Lord has made, which is the law. I'm glad, I'm rejoicing in it, and I'm going out there to meet my good, and my good is coming forward to meet me. And I say yes to it, and hallelujah. Okay? That's the kind of energy to get into the day with. That's the kind of energy to start the game of life every single day. So play ball and play it well. And know before you even kick it, you're already a winner, because you are, and so it is. And now, my dear ones, we have that opportunity to share from our good, and we do that graciously and willingly. And it's not about the amount, it's about the willingness with which we give. And I know we give with glad and open hearts, hearts that are ready to receive all that beauty and wonder and grace of life. So we hold our gifts between our hands and we say, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. All those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love. And so it is. Thank you. Reverend Catherine is going to share something wonderful with us.
This is the time in our service where we honor our mission statement, which is to honor your presence, to nurture your spirit, and to enrich the lives of all we serve. And this is a response to our teaching. I have been in the teaching of Science of Mind for more than 20 years. I love the teaching, and I love prayer treatments. I do prayer treatments for others quite a lot. Last week, I was with a small group of people when I told the group the difficulty I was having in that moment. I don't really know what the issue was, just that I didn't feel very good. Someone in the group offered a prayer treatment. I don't know why I am or why I was so amazed. But when that person got through with their prayer treatment, I felt so much better. And when I woke up the next morning, I felt as if I were a new person. Always accept prayer from someone when it is offered. And I thank God for this teaching.
What a lovely sharing. And remember, when you get something that you're excited about, share it too, because it's very encouraging to us all. It's very encouraging to us all. And thank you all for being in community and creating this wonderful energy here in Redondo, because there's great good that goes up and out and from us being in community. So just love up on yourselves, hug up on yourselves, give yourselves credit, really, for being born, for goodness sake. It's your greatest experience throughout your entire eternal existence that you made it into life and living. It's huge, really big. You'll never top that one as far as a success is concerned. So keep blessing yourself, keep nurturing yourself, keep honoring yourself, keep knowing that God, by means of you, can be anything, realize anything, and become what is meant to become for you, and that is a realized being. If one person can do it, it means all of us can do it without exception. All of us have the capacity and the capability. And you're the ones, you're called. Very people who want to spiritually unfold are very, very ahead of the game as far as the majority is concerned. Not better, just ahead of the process. You know, it doesn't mean that first graders are less than sixth graders. It's just where they are in their sojourn, because there's greatness in all of us at all times, in all spaces, in all places, no matter what our circumstances are. And never forget it, your circumstances never define you, never, ever define you. So keep your chin high and know that the world is depending upon you. Life depends upon you to be everything that you can be, for everyone in the world to have a good experience. It's all up to you, and it's all up to me if it's going to be. Yes? Yes, it is. And so have a fantastic and wonderful week. And since today is Reverend Catherine's birthday, I want to wish her a happy birthday. And since tomorrow, it's Reverend Kathy's birthday today, and tomorrow is Reverend Catherine's. So the two Catherines have their birthday today and tomorrow. So it's Kathy today and Catherine tomorrow. So very happy birthday to you both, good reverends. And thank you for your wonderful service. We appreciate that. There you are. There's your first little tune today. And now, my dear ones, we're going to have our prayer. And this prayer we are going to pray. We're going to pray this prayer very especially for that understanding and that awareness and that sense of, there it is, of spirit unfolding by means of you. Spirit's unfoldment by means of you and all individuals, but especially spirit's unfolding by means of you. It's okay to pray for yourself too. So let's pray it with gusto and accepting its truth. And this is what each one of us is knowing now. I know divine love enfolds me. Divine light leads me. Divine life lives in me. Divine wisdom inspires me. Divine compassion expresses through me, and divine power protects me. All that I am is Spirit's life and expression. It is good and very good. With deep joy and generosity filling me, I go forward now in sacred service, supporting a compassionate world that works for all. Now have a fabulous week and bless yourself, bless yourself, bless yourself. The more you bless yourself, you'll find yourself blessing other people. And that's the truth. And now we're going to have our song. And if I know some of us feel we have to sing it, and that's all right. Sing it through your mask softly, and make sure your mask is over your nose, or it's no use at all. So we're going to have our peace song now, and we're going to go peacefully and joyously and happy out into the world and enjoy the rest of this day.